indie authors are selling direct through Shopify, Kickstarter, and local in-person events. That's true. You know what's also really cool is there's this website called Fourthwall that's really helpful. I went to go and I'm testing it myself because I like to test everything before I recommend it. So you can build a free store on Fourthwall, which is pretty awesome. And I'm thinking about this if you're an author, right? If you're an author and you're building like something on YouTube, so you can hook up a Fourthwall account to your YouTube channel. And I think you might even see it if you're watching this live stream below this video, you might see maybe there's some products or something. You can take your book and publish it through your Fourthwall like an ebook. You could sell a print book too if you wanted, but then you got to probably handle mailing it. So I like to think of ebooks. You could put your ebook through Fourthwall, hook it up to your YouTube channel, and you can get everything done in an hour. It's amazing, and it's totally free too, which is why I love Fourthwall. But and then you can have that book show up underneath, you can tag it on your YouTube video. And so then YouTube is your algorithm, like KDP used to be your algorithm for, not used to, still is, for helping people discover your books. But you can now, for example, use YouTube as a direct algorithm for discovering your books. So if you can figure out how to do a good YouTube channel, I'm not saying I can, but I want to figure that out too. You can just attach like your book right below the video, and there's your discovery algorithm. Like that to me is fascinating. And I think 99% sure that not only does Fourthwall get they get paid when you get paid, but I think YouTube does too. They might get a little something. I don't know. So that plus if you can get monetized, those three things, it tells me YouTube is, I know that they've been wanting to improve how shopping works. Like if you add a shop to your YouTube channel, so LegendFiction has one. If you go and have a look, we got a little shop on our YouTube channel. YouTube wants to push that. I saw an early headline about that, and it may be past news already. But that tells me that, okay, social shopping like on Instagram and TikTok, if YouTube wants to roll that out too, that means they're going to be more incentivized to encourage discovery to the shop, especially if they can get a cut of it. So that fascinates me for fiction authors. If you go in on YouTube, what happens? Now you got to figure out how to talk and do all the, word good stuff. But that's what's also so interesting to me right now, kind of why I'm hanging out this live stream with you. And if it's helpful, say, type the number 1 in the comment. There is so much slop going on. It feels kind of impossible to stand out. So being really genuine and really human, that's kind of my gamble. Like if I think that if you can just literally show up and hang out with people, I think YouTube likes live streams. So I'm trying to think if I can go and test this stuff, other authors I might be able to learn stuff and be able to share it with them. So that's why I'm doing it. Live streaming and being real and being authentic and just human. I think that is insanely valuable. It's what I want. It's what I'm interested in. I think a lot of us we're a little bit tired of the super curated stuff. We want stuff that's real. And that's how you stand out when there's slop. It's my working theory. Because, I could still be slop. And I could be, as a human, sharing stuff that isn't helpful. How many YouTube channels like that out there? Tons. So that's why I like to test everything and then hopefully try to share it. And hopefully you find it helpful. So it really interests me. So we're able to sell direct through Shopify, Kickstarter, and local in-person. Here's the other thing about Shopify. I didn't know about this until recently, in the last 6 months or so. Shopify has a super cool app baked into it called Collective. Now, I've not messed around personally with Shopify because I don't have something able to sell and a whole system to keep selling it, because otherwise it's like, what, $45 a month? And so that's a fee that I just don't really want to make right now. But if you do figure out a distribution, like a way to keep reaching people so you can keep selling stuff, Shopify has a tool in the back end called Collective, and that allows you to take products from other stores and then show them in your store. It's a bit like, I guess, like drop shipping or something, although I'm not in love with that as an idea. But you could take like stores that you endorse and then showcase them through your store. So, for example, you might have a gift that a ton of other stores don't have. Like all they want to do is focus on their products. And you might have a channel and you might review stuff, or you might talk about super fascinating, interesting stuff. And then you can have their things on your store. And then every time it sells, you get a cut, and they will pre-agree with you and you'll sign a little agreement. And it can be all automated very nicely. And then every time something sells, you get a cut. And then they just handle all the customer support and fulfillment and all of this stuff. That to me is absolutely so cool, because it makes it so much easier for you to bring the kinds of things that your audience wants that's really helpful and interesting to them. You don't have to create everything that they need. You can get a cut, providing them the resources that's helpful to them. If you're selling your book direct through Shopify, you keep basically all of that income. That to me is absolutely fascinating. That's a future for indie authors we have never had before, which comes to the sort of the big thing I need to keep chewing around and tackling is we're now in an era, we're in an age where an indie author can be a one-person production studio, which is fascinating to me. Whether it's not just writing the book, but the tools now have become so much easier where you can create your own website and manage it yourself. You don't need somebody else. You can create um, gorgeous art that captures what you're doing, that shares your world on your terms with people. I think that's amazing. Um, you can create and sell your own content without needing to go through or wait for permission from somebody else. That's pretty incredible. And it can be beautifully easy. The tech has now made it so beautifully easy. Now the thing that's kind of hard is, can you build the habits so that you can actually get stuff written and done? And then what do you need to do, or how do you need to show up by picking a lane and sticking with it? Whether it's picking one social network, one social platform, and then creating content so that you can borrow that algorithm and get into that algorithm, and then send people to something like your blog to capture emails so that you can stay in connection with them. Also, something super crazy easy like Substack is just, I absolutely love Substack. I've got like 5 blogs on it. Man, we're not even getting through this article at all. There's so much here. But hey, we're just going to hang out for a while anyway.